Welcome to the video, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the different energies of what the masculine and the feminine is. So I've written out some points and let's get into it. So the interesting thing about masculine and the feminine is it's not gender subjective. So just because you're a male doesn't mean you're necessarily operating in your masculine. A female woman can operate in her masculine. And these energies really differ and depend based on genetics, based on experiences in life, based on trauma, based on, positions we are in our lives, based on actions we take on a daily basis that kind of mold us into what kind of energy we want to be in. Now, as a man, it is best to be operating in your masculine. There is a lack of masculinity in our society. There isn't enough masculine energy, and that's the issue, but enough masculine energy for men. Right, men aren't operating in their masculine, and this is where we actually sit most right in our masculine. And also for women will feel right. Their body will feel good. It will feel the most healthy, and it will just feel right when they're operating in their feminine. When they're operating in their masculine, they end up getting a little bit agitated, and something just feels off, and they get burnt out. They get tired because they're not actually operating in their true essence, right? And equally for men that operate in their feminine for too long, when they're not supposed to, start feeling off. They don't feel right. When you're in your masculine, you feel good and your life will work in your favor. So let's get into some of these points. So the masculine is strong, it's controlled, it's focused. As a man, you're mission orientated, you're focused, you're able to block things out and find a thing you're trying to do and keep to it, right? Having boundaries, not letting people get in the way of what you're trying to do. It's strong, strong, not just in the physical sense. Obviously, as men, we have testosterone. We have more testosterone, right? Our bodies produce almost 10 times the amount of testosterone as a female will. And that allows us to handle more stress. It allows us to handle more weight on our body. If you compare, there's that old saying, a strong woman can beat a weak man, but a strong man will always beat a strong woman, right? And that's on a physical sense, right? And that's just because of genetics. That's just how we are. But strong doesn't just mean that. It also means it means mentally strong. It means physically strong. It means emotionally strong. It means spiritually strong. Strength in of itself, because when we look at the opposing feminine, you'll understand why that's the case. But we're going to stick to the masculine for now. Next one is powerful. Powerful, again, this doesn't mean on a superficial level. This is a more, powerful in the sense he has a presence, he has an aura, he has an energy, he commands respect. These are the kind of things that it means when it says powerful. Centered. You're, as a man, if you're centered, you're not getting distracted. 1 minute it's this thing, or then it's that thing. It's, oh wow, what's over here, or what's over here, but you're centered, right? You're centered within yourself. You're centered within your purpose, your mission. It's like, okay, there are all these cool, fun things around me, but I'm trying to go somewhere. And if I start turning my head, I'm gonna go off the path, and I'm not gonna make it. So being centered is that, and it's also on an emotional level. Like when your girl is, it's being like a rock, right? When your girlfriend's being in an emotional state, she's going crazy, you need to just keep your calm. You just need to keep your cool and be that centered man to create that safe space. It's purpose driven. Men have to have a purpose. When it comes to attraction, when it comes to being fulfilled on an internal level, having a purpose is what we need as men. That becomes before a woman. You can have all the women in the world. You could be getting all the attention from girls, whatever it may be. But if you don't actually have a purpose, there'll always be a little void inside of you that isn't being filled. And that purpose typically is something that is of service to the rest of the world, whether it be people you're coaching, mentoring, whether it be, information or things you're building, or you're an expert in your field, whatever it is, you need a purpose. And that's what's going to, and when you have that purpose, it cultivates masculine energy, right? If you don't have a purpose, you are pretty much not going to be able to operate in your masculine. You're going to be feeling feminine. You're going to be acting feminine. When you have a purpose, it automatically makes you more masculine, just by having one. And I'll tell you for a fact, women find it extremely attractive, absolutely attractive, and she'll act differently around you once you have a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you're drifting in the clouds. she's going to feel weird. She's not going to feel right, you know. But when she can see you're working towards something, when she can see you're building something constantly, it's on your mind all the time. And when I say purpose, I'm not just talking about like going to the gym. Going to the gym is an action. You're just doing something, right? A purpose takes a bit longer to discover. It takes a bit more self-discovery. And this is why you want to do stuff like semen retention, because it allows you to access these things. Your body starts to work out what it's supposed to be doing. So like for me, it's my mentoring. It's this, you know, this is my purpose. Sharing you guys masculine, feminine energy, showing you guys how to be the best man you can be, how to, you know, be the right kind of man, how to look after a woman and care for her on an emotional level. These are the kind of things I think, and I've only discovered this over time, but I've realized this is part of my purpose, helping men tap into their potential through semen retention, through their nutrition, through their mindset, these kind of things, right? So that's my purpose, but you need to find what it is for you, you know, whether it be, you know, you're religious and you want to share your beliefs, or you want to build a community of guys who are training in the gym, or whatever it may be, but something a little bit more than just doing actions, you know, because the gym is like having a shower, you know, you wouldn't say my purpose is to have a shower, would you? No, to train is just to keep fit. Anyway, I've gone on that point for too long. Next one is loves a challenge, competition. Loves a challenge and competition. Men grow from challenge, right? Women don't grow from challenge the same way men do. Like, for example, if I was to take a woman and be like, I bet you any money you couldn't do this. I bet you any money that, you know, you're too much of a pussy to jump off that cliff into the water. Now, if she does have a masculine energy in her, then yes, she will react to that and actually be motivated to do that thing. But most women will actually shut down, and it will kind of it will make them feel uncomfortable. It won't resonate with them. Yes, they may be able to do it, but if they do it, it's coming from their masculine, which they don't want to operate in, right? But for men, on the other hand, when you challenge a man, there's this kind of like, you know what it's like as a guy. Someone calls you a pussy, says, oh, you're too much of a pussy. It's like, fuck you, how dare you call me that? You know, and then you feel this action. If you go into a state of action where you want to get up and do that thing, okay? That is the challenge. Men love a challenge. We love competition. You know, we've always competed. We dominate physical sports, you know. Most sports are male dominated. Boxing, football, rugby, you know, not necessarily, before anyone gets upset with what I'm saying, but typically men, we have a very competitive, or at least the masculine has a very competitive attitude where it wants to win. That's just how we're designed, right? And when I say men, again, a woman could be in the masculine. A woman could have masculine energy, okay? But men typically embody it more easily. That's the point I'm trying to make. And men should be the ones embodying it more. Single task orientated. You pick something, you stick with it, you know. You pick a task, you focus on that task, you get stuck in, I know some masculine guys and they just get really into the work, you know, they get going on something and they want to just keep going, they want to keep going. But the feminine is much more open in that sense. So yeah, wants freedom. Men want freedom. Men crave freedom. They don't want to feel trapped. They don't want to feel told what to do. The masculine wants to be free. And it is a very invigorating thing to gain that freedom, whether it be, typically it's going to be through a financial standpoint or a work standpoint, but being free, the masculine wants to be free. And that's why a lot of guys struggle to commit in relationships, because they don't feel free. They feel like they're trapped, and they crave that freedom. They crave that, what's the next thing? What's the next goal? You know, and that again is not it's something we need to work on as men. We need to understand that we naturally have a desire for freedom, but we can find freedom through a committed relationship. You know, there's a much more freedom in that than there is just running around and finding random women. You know, this is like where we're at. So yeah, masculine man wants freedom. That's why, yeah, a masculine man, what's attractive to a woman is a guy that's doing on a mission, doesn't just work a 9 to 5 and he has a business. You know, when you meet a woman and you say, oh, what do you do? Oh, I just work a 9 to 5. Oh, cool. What do you do? I run my own business. Boom, eyes light up. She likes it, you know, because it's masculine, because it's that you're showing her, I want freedom. I crave freedom. And it's a masculine trait, and women find that. Feminine women will find that attractive. Remember, opposites attract. Makes big things small. This is a big one. Makes big things small. You know, you get you're in debt, 20 grand. Whatever, we'll pay it. We'll pay it off. It's no big deal. You know, that's what the masculine energy is able to do. When you're operating your masculine, you're able to take on these challenges, you know. And that's the beauty of it. That's why we're designed to be the breadwinners. That's why we're designed to be the guys that, you know, fight someone, because we can make a big situation small. We can just, you know, we can make things, we can handle things. Do you see what I'm saying? The masculine energy is able to do that. Needs admiration, respect. Needs admiration and respect, right? Man wants to feel admired, and this isn't just from a female. This could be from like people below, or people. The masculine wants to feel admired. It wants to feel like they've achieved something. They are all of value, and the people will look up to them, will want to, you know, the masculine wants to feel admired. Like, as a man, you'll know this. Like, if your girlfriend belittles you or doesn't lift you up, doesn't build you up, it kind of hurts. You know, it kind of hurts your heart. And it can make you a little bit closed off. It can make you a little bit angry at that person, like a bit like, I'll prove you wrong. So it's important, especially as a woman, to really show that admiration, find things you admire in your man, and really build him up, because he will embody his masculine much better if he's feeling admired, right? So if there is something that you admire him for, then tell him. Don't hide it. You know, don't hide it. Share that with him. You know, be open about that. And respect. Men want to feel respected. There's a big deal for men. If a man doesn't feel respected by whether his peers or his wife, often they'll say a man, if he could choose, even if his woman loves him but she doesn't respect him, they'd much rather be with a woman that respects him but doesn't love him, right? And that's true. Men want to feel respected. We don't want to feel like, oh, you know, she doesn't respect me. She doesn't like actually take my word seriously. When I give her advice, she doesn't want to listen. She doesn't come to me with her problems. She doesn't yield to my, you know, I want you to start taking these, you know, I want you to start, this is like me, I'm like, oh yeah, I want you to take beef liver. that's the kind of guy I am, you know, because I want to help my girlfriend to be healthier and to feel good, right? So it's like, if she's kind of like, I don't know, she doesn't actually trust in him, then he's not going to feel respected. You know, that's, a man wants to feel respected, and it could be like, yeah, things like that, you know. So yeah, needs admiration. You want to feel admired, you want to feel respected. Intimacy killer would be being criticized, controlled, or shut out. Man feels like he's been criticized. Again, it's that lack of respect. It kills your like attraction. It kills that bond. It, like I said, it creates that barrier, that kind of defense mechanism on the man's heart, where he's like, well, if you don't respect me, I'm not gonna give you my full self, you know. And it's a beautiful thing when a woman really does respect a man, and he feels, you know, as a woman, if you want a guy to love you, respect him. You know, the mainstream is going to tell you the opposite. It's going to tell you, oh, you know, be a boss. You know, don't give yourself these all this like fake macho stuff that women aren't going to be attractive if they're trying to be feminine. They're trying to be a feminine woman, then they're not going to. So this is the masculine, right? So yeah, being criticized, feeling controlled when she's telling you what to do, or, you know, being bossed around, or it's going to kill that intimacy. It's going to kill that close bond that you have. And being shut out, you know, if she blocks you off, if she turns her back on you, if she doesn't want to, you know, says no to you or denies you, it hurts. It hurts as a man. You know, it's not nice to have your woman. You want to feel like anything you ask of your woman, she will give to you. That's kind of where you want to be at. So next, yeah. So let's move on to the feminine. So that's the masculine. I hope that was insightful. Yeah, so these are the things, as you can see, that basically represent what the masculine energy is. The feminine is basically the opposite, right? Or you have the duality. We have the yin and the yang. We have day and we have night. We have the moon and the sun. It's the same thing with the masculine and feminine. So this is basically the opposite. A feminine woman is going to be the opposite of what a masculine man is, right? And the more masculine you are, the more feminine you're going to allow a woman to be. And then vice versa. The more feminine a woman is, the more masculine she's going to encourage her man or inspire her man to be. This is the beautiful thing about being a woman, is if you can try and embody this as much as you can, you're, how am I going to say this? You will inspire your man to be masculine. You will create almost a space. You're creating a space for him to fill that masculine role. And again, for the masculine, if you can embody your masculine, you create a space for your woman to be feminine. Does that make sense? Because if you're not being purpose-driven, if you're not being strong, if you're not being, you know, making the big things small, then you're then putting that onto her, or at least she won't be able to feel safe. So the feminine is free flowing, it's open, and it's radiant. The feminine, all over the place, man. The feminine, you ever met a really feminine woman, right? You'll notice that her emotions jump, and it's like, it's almost, it's love. As a masculine man, it's very, it makes you smile. You know, it's beautiful. You love it because it's like, oh wow, oh my god, yeah, ooh, the highs, the lows, the emotions, they go all over the place. And this is something you find a lot in young women. Young women can embody this feminine, because what happens is through trials and hardship, they lose that feminine essence and they become much more rigid and almost masculine, because of that's the way the Western society wants kind of women to be. We've lost the touch with women being able to tap into this feminine energy. So yeah, it's open, you know, it's open. The feminine is open. Like I said, look at this one. Being criticized, controlled, or shut out. So if a man feels like he's shut out, that means that she's not being open, right? That basically means that in order for the man to not have the intimacy killed and not feel shut out, she must be open. Does this make sense? So yeah, free-flowing, open, and radiant. Radiant being, it's very interesting. A woman will have this glow to her. She has this aura about her, where she's very happy, she's in a joyful and loving, unconditional love kind of frequency. She's operating in a high frequency. For the feminine to happen, and for that state of consciousness to be able to be embodied, she needs to feel safe. She needs to have her needs met. She needs to feel, she needs to feel, which we'll go through, these other things. And once you can tick all these boxes, and I do personally believe that it does take a man to actually allow this woman to get to that next level, to be as feminine as she can. It takes a really masculine man to be able to kind of get her up there. But there's many things she can do to be feminine, right? Wild, destructive, and emotion driven. Women run off their emotions. You know, they do everything off how they feel. You know, they're like a flag. The 1 minute the wind blows this way, then it blows another way. They might wake up one day and not feel like doing something. They might think, oh, I want to do this, and then the next day they don't feel like it. A woman is very emotion driven. Now, if you're into like the game and pickup stuff, which I'm not personally, I don't really believe in that anymore. I've kind of moved past it, but they'd say things like, if you want to get a woman to do something, you just got to get positive emotions going, positive emotions. And then once there's this big spike in emotion, you're getting her laughing. You could say, oh, let's go over here and do this. And she's going to be much more inclined to do that thing when her emotions are in that state. And yeah, women do everything based off how they feel, right? So you could objectively say something, okay, this is a fact about this. But if she feels like it's offending her, if she feels like, it's hurting her feelings, but yet objectively it's not, but she feels like it is, that's what she runs off. She's not running off the objective, logical truth. And yeah, so men are much more logical in that sense, whereas women run off how they feel, how things make them feel. Like, you don't necessarily, like, that's why women are attracted to guys that have, oh, he just makes me feel this kind of way. I don't know, there's something about him. It's the energy, it's that feeling. They run off the emotion. Logically, they might not have X, Y, Z. That's why you see a lot of these women that with guys that are like, kind of like not really doing anything with their life, because he's creating a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion. Yet tangibly on a statistical level, he's not exactly there. But yet she still likes him. Seeks and gives love, right? A nurturer. Women are nurturers. They love to take and care, right? That's what the word mother comes from. It's the glue. It's the glue of the family. It's the woman that keeps the family. A woman can make a house a home. A woman's able to do this. She's able to create this beautiful space. Women love to decorate. They love to, make things pretty, and that's their goal. So yeah, seeks and gives love. The feminine imperative, right? So they're opposite. Purpose driven. The mission comes first for the masculine. The mission comes first. If a man will end a relationship if that relationship is getting in the way of, a masculine man will end his relationship if that relationship is getting in the way of his purpose. He will feel like he wants to end the relationship because that becomes first to him. Whereas with women are relationship orientated. They are basically their actual mission, like their biological imperative as the feminine, is to find love, is to find a relationship, is to be in love. That's the biological imperative. Men is different. It's to accomplish, it's to become, it's to gain legacy, it's to gain respect, it's to all these things, purpose. Multitasker, diffused. Woman's all over the place, man. 1 minute she's doing this thing, and she's doing that thing. Oh my god, They all do all different kind of things. And again, it's due to that emotion. They're not able to just stay in that single task, but they're a lot more over the place. And also, just want to point out before anyone gets annoyed at me, I'm not saying that this is how women are and this is how men are. I'm saying this is how the feminine energy operates. This is how the masculine energy operates. When it comes to this, multitasker, diffused, I will put my hands up and say I am very feminine in that regard. I have ADHD. Like I find it very difficult just to focus on one thing at a time. Even recording this video right now, I've still got different things I need to do, but I'm doing it in the weirdest order. I don't know why. It's something I struggle with, and I have feminine traits. I definitely have feminine things. I maybe lean more towards the feminine as a male, but I still want to embody that masculine, make sure I'm embodying it. And that's kind of your responsibility as a man or a woman, is to embody your energy. This video is taking a lot longer than I thought, but it's okay. So yeah, wants to fill up, she wants to talk, she wants to vent. What the girls do when they get together with the girls? What the guys do, they go fucking to the gym, they lift some weights, they do things together. That's how they build a bond. Women, on the other hand, they want to fill up, they want to talk, they want to vent. When the girls get together, what do? They go to coffee and they just chat. Oh my god. They love it. They love that kind of talking, filling up. They're taking in energy. They're venting. They're just flowing. Again, free flowing. Just their emotions, whatever they want. This is how the feminine operates. If you put a woman and you keep her like this and say you can't do this, it's gonna shut her down. She's not gonna be happy, and she'll lose radiance. When you allow her to just be free and flowing, it creates more radiance. Make small things big. So this is the opposite to the male version, but making small things big. Like, if you've never seen like a woman like get so like stressed out about the most small thing, like, oh my god, like, this thing I need to do and it's stressing me out. Oh my god, it's so stressful. And it's like relax, relax. It's not that much of a big deal. And as the masculine, you can put it in perspective for her and make her realize, oh, it's actually all right. This isn't actually as bad as you thought it was. But the feminine makes these situations blown out of proportion in their mind. Need reassurance and attention. Women need constant reassurance. Again, they operate in the emotion, which is in the present, right? Women are in the present creatures. They're operating in their emotions. So they wake up every day and they need reassurance that you still love them, you still care about them, because they are living in the present. A man can take information from a year ago and relay it to the present moment. And women can't really do that. And I've seen it with myself, like in my relationship. I've seen how it's like I'm really not in the present. I take things from a year ago that I still remember, whereas she's just operating in that present energy. And it's the beauty of being a woman. It's beautiful because it's the survival mechanism, right? The reason that is because women need a man to, because men are the protectors. We need to protect women. Women need to operate in that emotion present state, because they need to constantly be reminded that they're going to be protected by this man, because a man could fall off. A man could be the protector and then lose it. She can't stay with that guy, on a carnal, primitive mindset. She can't stay with that guy because it threatens her safety. So that's why women on a biological level operate with this emotion-driven mentality. Now, obviously, just because you're not on it doesn't mean your woman's going to leave you. But it's just how the feminine operates. It operates in the present. So she needs reassurance. She needs your attention. You can't just leave her dry for a week. You always have to give a woman attention. She always needs that attention. It's just what fills again, it's that need to fill up. It's that need to give. A seeker of love. They give and they seek love. That's what they need. They need that. Masculine doesn't need that the same kind of way. Masculine can operate without that, and it works fine. Wants trust, connection, and praise. You want to build trust with a woman. They want to feel like they can trust you. That's how they feel safe. Connection. They want to feel close to you. They want to feel intimate. I think a lot of guys think you shouldn't have any emotion with women, but you actually should. I think if you're in your masculine and she knows it and you've proved it to her, you can show emotion. It seems silly to even say it. Like, guys are out here like trying to be like these like she can see right through it. Women are intuitive creatures. They know that you're not. They can see what you're hiding. When you're honest, it shows true strength, because it shows that you can own your situation and And yeah, and they need praise. Praise is massive for a woman. Like I said before, what was it? Men love challenge. They love competition, okay? And I said, when you say to a guy, when you say to a woman, or when you say to a guy, sorry, I bet you can't do this, I bet you can't do that, that builds up his masculine energy. Then he's able to go, actually, I will do it, I'll prove you wrong, gets up and does that thing. Women don't respond to, the feminine doesn't respond to that. For example, if you want your girlfriend to go to the gym more, praise her about the gym, or praise her, or take her to the gym. When she's there, praise her, say, oh, you're doing so well, wow, you've done this before, like, just praise. What you'll see is there becomes this glow, there becomes this enthusiasm. If you shut her down, or you use that kind of masculine incentive of like, come on, like, you can do better, it causes her to be hurt. It causes her feminine to be like kind of hurt a little bit. But when you praise, you'll notice that it actually brings out her joy. So like, anything you want, you know, if you want your woman to do these certain things, just praise her. You know, if you want her to eat healthy, oh, you look really good, like, well done, like, I'm proud of you, well done for eating well. Or, you know, I really enjoy watching you make healthy food. It really makes me happy when I see that. It's like, you know, things like that. Rather than saying, it's much better to say, you look beautiful when you smile, than saying you look ugly when you frown. Because what you're doing when you say you look ugly when you frown, you're focusing on that negative, and it puts her in that masculine energy. When you say you look beautiful when you smile, it just encourages her to want to smile more. And equally for any other thing we're talking about. So praise is huge. Make sure you're always praising your woman. Never have a woman and don't praise her, don't lift her up, and just be dry and cold. You need to give her your love. You need to give her that. You know, that's what she wants, seeker of love. Give her your love, praise her, lift her up, you know, lift her spirits. And yeah, intimacy killer is feeling unseen, unsafe, or misunderstood. Again, if she feels unseen, if she feels like, you know, to be honest, I can't really explain what the unseen is, but like, in terms of feeling unsafe, trust me, you make a woman feel safe, yeah, she's gonna be much more open to you. It's gonna allow her to be open, because when you're open and you're free flowing, you're vulnerable. You're very, very vulnerable. And this is a thing I mentioned in one of my Instagram videos. Just like, you get hurt easily. And this is the really sad thing about feminine. This is why it's really sad that there's a lot of women that have this natural femininity, and it gets damaged because of men that don't really understand how to look after and protect women, and we're not doing our roles. And something I'm quite passionate about. But yeah. So what was I saying? So feeling unsafe. When you know you're an attractive masculine man, when a woman's saying she feels safe around you, I feel so safe in your arms, I feel so safe when I'm with you, because you're creating that safety. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, you're creating that safety for her. And that is where she's going to feel the most intimate with you. Hence, she's going to be the most open to you. She's going to be most down for whatever. Or misunderstood. Like, a very interesting thing is, guys do this a lot, where their woman is talking. Because remember, men are I don't think I wrote it on here, but men are problem solvers, right? So when a woman starts saying, she starts venting and saying, I'm this thing, oh my God, work this. Oh, okay, I'm going to go sort it out for you. I'm going to go fix this thing for you. No, slow down. It doesn't say she wants to be fixed. It says she wants to be understood. You just got to listen to her, take it in, ask questions. Remember, seek first to understand, then to be understood. So ask her questions. Oh, really? So how did it make you feel that happened? Oh, I understand. Oh, wait, tell me a bit more about this. So you feel like this is X, Y, Z. What you'll notice is she feels much more relaxed, that you actually can hear her. You can actually understand her. She's like, oh, she's got it off her chest. She's vented. She's released it. She's let that emotion go. And now she feels better. Now she feels she's more intimate. She's more safe. So making sure she's understood is massively important. And if you can do this and convey that you understand her and show her that you understand her by telling her about herself, if that makes sense, on a deeper level, on a more intuitive level, she'll feel very, very close with you. It's very, very fascinating, all this stuff. The masculine and the feminine, it's a problem we are suffering with society. It's something that I want to help people with and help people become better at. But I myself am always still learning, and I'm very fascinated with it all. But men and women are meant to be together. And this is the thing, we live in a society where they're trying to break that apart. and it's time. We need to bring it back. So if you're watching this, you made it to the end of the video. I just want to commend you for listening. I want to thank you for listening, and I hope that I gave you some insight. I hope you took some pointers away. But I'm very grateful for you watched, and yeah, that's all I really have to say on that. So let me know your comments. Let me know what you think about this, whether you agree, disagree, whether there's any things that you could add in about the feminine or masculine. Please go ahead and comment. Drop a subscribe, because I'm going to be making more videos like this, in-depth videos. And like the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's been Ben, and I hope you have a lovely day. Cheers.